Rhea Ripley wins the 2023 Women's WWE Royal Rumble match after entering as the #1 entrant, booking her place in the WrestleMania main event. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment, and the Royal Rumble is still live on the air right now, but we now know who have won both the Rumble matches this evening. We did a video earlier on talking about Cody Rhodes winning the men's Royal Rumble match to open up the show, but now Rhea Ripley is the second Rumble winner of the evening for the female side of things. She entered as #1, setting a record in the process, last eliminating, ironically enough, the #2 entrant Liv Morgan to win the Rumble match and earn herself a championship opportunity on the grandest stage of them all. Rhea Ripley is going to WrestleMania. Now, entering the Royal Rumble at #1, Ripley outlasted 29 other competitors to win her first Royal Rumble match. Finally, the final four women included the likes of Ripley, Liv Morgan, who started the match with Ripley in that #2 spot, Asuka, a new look version of Asuka, the Asuka from Japan, featuring the more sort of darker face paint. Actually, she featured heavily into the finish where she sprayed the blue mist into the eyes of Liv Morgan, blinding her. That allowed Rhea Ripley to then eliminate Asuka and then eliminate a blinded Liv Morgan, although Morgan nearly actually won the match despite not being able to see it because of the blue mist. The fourth person in that final four was Nikki Cross. As I mentioned, Ripley last eliminated Morgan with a head scissors off the apron. The Rumble did feature several NXT names and surprise returns. It featured the likes of Roxanne Perez, Zoe Stark, and Indy Hartwell. It also featured the return of Michelle McCool and none other than Nia Jax as well. It's absolutely nuts. I'll do these a bit more in depth here as to some surprise names that weren't previously announced. B-Fab, who's also part of the SmackDown roster, she wasn't officially declared for the Rumble. She entered at #7, but she was quickly eliminated by the eventual winner, that being Rhea Ripley. Roxanne Perez, as I mentioned, the reigning NXT Women's Champion, she entered at #8. She was eventually eliminated by Damage Control, that being Dakota Kai, Bayley, and Io Sky. Natalya, who was part of the SmackDown roster, she returned from a broken nose and entered at #11. She was also eliminated by Damage Control. Zoe Stark, who is part of the NXT roster, she entered at #13. She was later eliminated by Sonya Deville. Asuka, this is really one of the biggest stories to come out of the Rumble match itself. Asuka, who of course is part of the Raw roster, she did not declare for the Rumble and hasn't wrestled since December. She entered at #17 and she debuted her murder clown persona in WWE, of course, the same persona that she was famous for in Japan, debuting this new look or this old look, depending on how you look at it. And as I mentioned, she factored heavily into the finish, blinding Liv Morgan with the blue mist. It remains to be seen if this is going to be a regular thing for her moving forward. She had heavily teased this on social media after going off of WWE television in December, and we'll see. I guess we'll have to wait until Monday Night Raw to see if she's going to be again doing this persona moving forward. Now, another big return, and it was something that was heavily speculated throughout this Royal Rumble weekend, was Doudrop. However, Doudrop didn't appear at the Rumble, but Piper Niven did. Yes, Piper Niven, not Doudrop, entered at #18. Now, she is part of the Raw roster. She wrestled under the name Piper Niven in NXT UK before her name was changed to Doudrop when she came up to the main roster. Of course, that's when she was paired initially with Eva Marie, and then she kept the Doudrop name after the break from Eva Marie. But now she's back once again wrestling as Piper Niven. A good thing, I think, don't you? She was eliminated by Raquel Rodriguez. Tamina, who was part of the Raw roster, but didn't declare for the Rumble. She entered at #19. She was eliminated by Michelle McCool. Chelsea Green finally returned to WWE, entering at #20. She was eliminated in just 5 seconds by the eventual winner, Rhea Ripley. Now, it had been widely reported, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported it just yesterday, that Chelsea Green was in town for the Rumble. She's actually been signed to WWE for several months now, and the general reports are moving forward that she's going to be playing this sort of over-the-top crazy Karen-like character, which kind of makes sense when you watch her entrance when she came out at the Rumble. She started screaming that she deserved a better number than 20, and she gets eliminated quickly, and And I've seen people saying, oh, she got buried on the way in. I don't think so at all, actually. If anything, I think that's the perfect thing for her. If you're doing this character that's this Karen-esque character complaining about stuff, you get eliminated in 5 seconds and you get this huge amount of spotlight on you. Yes, for a shorter amount of time, but you get more of a spotlight than maybe if you were in the Rumble and you disappeared and eventually got eliminated. So I think that works. And Chelsea Green, again, she's going to be a regular now on WWE television. Now, in terms of other surprises, one surprise was a WWE legend, that being Michelle McCool. Now, what was interesting enough with Michelle McCool is actually they announced her to be sitting ringside earlier on in the show, kind of planting the seed for her eventual Rumble appearance. She was sitting ringside with her daughter, and she entered at number 25. She was wearing Uggs. She wasn't even dressed to compete, and she kind of seemed surprised that her music played, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Surely you would know you were in the Rumble, I guess. Nevertheless, she entered at number 25, and she was later eliminated by the eventual winner, Rhea Ripley. Indy Hartwell was also in the Rumble. She was part of NXT. She entered at number 26. She was later eliminated by Sonya Deville. Shotzi was part of the SmackDown roster. She didn't declare for the Rumble. Entered at number 28. She was later eliminated by Michin. And number 30, the return that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted this. Who asked for this? Nia Jax is back in WWE. Nia Jax, who was released by WWE in November 2021, entered at number 30. She was eliminated by multiple women after being hit with the Riptide by Rhea Ripley. As of right now, it's uncertain as to whether this is actually a full-time return, whether it's a one-off. Several people did point out that she was wearing Bloodline colors. I don't know if she's going to be a member of the Bloodline moving forward. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. Nevertheless, what an underwhelming number 30. When her music played, there was shock because it was kind of like, who asked for this? Like, seriously, who asked to have Nia Jax come back to WWE? I have no idea, given how controversial she's been. And not only that, I mean, just as a harbinger of things to come, her entrance was botched. Her music just started playing. There was no countdown. They've managed to botch one of the entrances in the Rumble. How do you even do that? Isn't the whole thing that they play the countdown 10 to 1 and then the buzzer goes off? The buzzer didn't go off. There was no countdown. She just came out. I don't know if that's because she's missed her cue. I don't know if that's because they screwed her. I don't know. But there was a botch there somewhere. And again, if that's a full-time return for her to WWE, surely that's a harbinger of things to come for her. Nevertheless, Rhea Ripley, she wins. She makes history by going the distance, setting the record. As I mentioned, Ripley set the record for the Iron Woman in the Women's Royal Rumble match, lasting 60 minutes and 3 seconds. That is a record. Also, Ripley has made history by becoming the first woman to win the match from the number 1 entry spot. Now Ripley can choose which WWE Women's Championship she wants to challenge for at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, California. As of right now, it could be Bianca Belair. Of course, they were scheduled to face off last year before Rhea Ripley got injured and had to take some time out of the ring. She could face Charlotte Flair, who she has faced at WrestleMania before and lost when she was the NXT Women's Champion. Ironically enough, it was Charlotte Flair that won the Women's Royal Rumble that year and challenged for the NXT Women's Championship. So let me know your thoughts on this Rumble match and Rhea Ripley winning it. I think it's the right move considering the field there, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.